Okay, guys, welcome back. We're gonna talk about Mara stock, like I said in yesterday's video. I'm gonna be throwing a little bit of the S&P in there, but just to look at the overall, you know, what the price looks like going into this new trading week. Understanding that currently, right now, it is late Sunday evening. Futures opened kind of weak, and we're also seeing a little bit of weakness in Bitcoin as well. So this is gonna be very, very interesting. Mara now as we continue to go forward. Now, here's the thing, right? Even if the S&P futures, this isn't showing futures right now, but even if we see a small decline where we go into this small picture, just short time frame, short term support line, that means absolutely nothing. That's just short term noise, right? Because at any point, we're still waiting on that war deal or news on the war deal. That hasn't happened yet. So that can happen at any point. It can be a big catalyst. It can push anything much, much higher. So as of right now, we're trying to decide, right? At least this is what I'm looking at. Because remember, everything I say in this video is just my own personal opinion. Please do your own due diligence. Because I just like to share with you guys what I am doing. I'm not telling you what to do. But before we jump into tomorrow, though, so you can get a better understanding of the bigger picture, you guys already know that I'm slowly buying back some in the money covered calls, letting the price go lower, and I continue to buy them back for a profit because my idea, my what I'm looking for still currently is a push higher, right? So we can find a higher low in Bitcoin, push it higher. I'm not saying this is what we're going to be looking at in Mara stock, but it can very much happen, right? We don't have to though. We already passed the point 0.5, you know, target zone for this pump, which is $12.53. I still want to see this over $15. If you guys saw in yesterday's video, I did go over this orange overlapping extension area. Shows a lot of resistance within this zone, anywhere between $15 and $17. A lot of imbalance on different time frames. A lot of value gaps, I should say. So it's something I'm looking at very, very closely, right? We have a little bit of a ascending support line that you can draw out for me right here. We want to see the price at any point though, just like in the S&P. So this is an example I'm trying to somewhat illustrate without repeating myself too much. But as the S&P is still trending higher, at this point we want this to fall down. There's no reason for this to hold off any longer. But a significant drop, or at least we're respecting a more aggressive support, ascending support line, or it can be as simple as retracement filling. But the 120 moving average on the daily candles for the S&P is very similar to Mara as well, where we have a lot of short-term appreciation without the price ever properly factoring in a retracement. So we haven't seen the S&P even get close to a proper retracement. We saw Mara stock do this here very nicely. We saw it, ever since then, if we follow the price, we never see the price fall into it, and close in it. Any proper retracement, we also see we don't see the RSI could go down that 50 either. So the point here is that until we see an actual proper retracement, the next significant low, or the next low, can be quite significant until we eventually reach this zone. So as of right now, I'm still looking at Mara as a good shorting opportunity. The moment we break below the 0.35, there is a little bit of a short-term shorting opportunity, with the idea that we're going to fill in overall retracement before going up higher, because we want to see the price come down to the 120 moving average. We saw really, really good examples like this. It's kind of hard to explain, but we saw really good similar examples last year when we were heavily trading Mara, where we start to see the 120 moving average act as a really, really strong, attractive target zone where the price magnetizes to it when we see such a continued rally. This one was good enough, actually. This was a good enough. It was perfect. It filled the retracement eventually up here perfectly. So, first, second, third wave higher. I think that one was already filled. That's where we saw the retracement. So indicating that that was the top of the third wave. Fourth wave, super weak. But if we're going to go off of that, if we're going to go just based off of that, we want to take the movement itself, and it still overlaps within the zone. So taking the wave count that completed that zone that filled, yeah, it's looking, yeah, I'm still looking for over $15 easy. If the price does break below my 0.35 at $12.53, this gap going down to the 120 moving average can fill very, very quickly. Although I would just let it happen. It can happen so quickly, and it can happen during closed market hours. It's not even worth it. So yeah, I'm still looking for prices higher over $15. I want to do another update on this real soon, maybe tomorrow. Because this is looking really, really serious, right? We have the RSI overvalued quite a bit, indicating strong bullish momentum. So this can easily continue higher. Any weakness tomorrow could just be another one of these. It can be another one of these going higher until, and that's what I'm looking at, unless and until the price breaks back below the 0.35, back below this retracement area. So this retracement area also acts as a resistance. So if we can see the price break out of this blue zone back down below, closing the gap from 12.50 price down to the 120 moving average, which at the moment is at 10.18, that can close very, very quickly, and then we can just see a strong fluctuations where we're most likely going to see a sideways pattern. So a sideways pattern is much, much more just similar to what we saw here. I think that's very, very likely. Before then we see bullish fake out, and then eventually the price goes lower. So this can unfold in quite a few ways. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm being very, very patient to get either a signal of a breakdown going to the 120 moving average, and then a corrective reversal, or I'm personally looking at the price just staying within the blue but holding strong, breaking up over $15, where my strong shorting opportunity is placed at right there. There's gonna be a lot of influence from the S&P, but really, right now, if I'm correct, due to futures dropping a little bit, this has to do a lot with delays in a deal, in the war, a delay. So this is just gonna be I think this is short-term fear, to be honest. But no thinking. Right now, I'm just going off of these value fib zones. So if we're still within this red, I'm closing out or buying back and closing out covered call contracts, increasing the exposure towards longs. But understanding that I want to keep position sizing in mind, because Bitcoin could just it could have topped, right? So until we see a break back above this, going up towards around 93K, where then I plan on selling a lot of those short-term longs, because overall, even if we go here, the idea is that we'll still go lower. Same thing with Mara, right? So just to summarize it all, because I feel like I kind of went all over the place with this one. We either can go up into that target sooner rather than later, so between $15 and $18. Interesting area for potential shorting directly, or we see a delay. The delay can either happen where we fluctuate discounted blue zone around 13 a little bit before we go up, or we can just come down to the 120 moving average, close the gap very quickly, and then start our way up to potentially filling the zone. But I would not be hopeful on that. If we break below the 0.35 and reach the 120, I'm personally just expecting some consolidation for a while. It can last quite a bit, like at least a week, and then a pump that will be very weak, or it may not even break over 15. And at that point, consolidation below 1250 and then a pump over 1250, I think it's a really good idea to keep an eye on potential risk if you're holding on to longs through hopefulness, because I believe shorts are going to take over very, very aggressively if that happens. But ideally, we just want to see this orange get filled even a little bit, make shorts a lot more clear. If we come down, then I'm going to be looking for keeping track of the fluctuations, because there could be some more sideways channel trading like we had previously. We might have that opportunity here as well. So yeah, I'm going to clear this up quite a bit. Either tomorrow, after tomorrow, I'll make a video so we have a better idea what's going on right now. Futures are going to do their thing over tonight until the market opens tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let's see how this unfolds. I'll catch you guys in the next one.